Hi everyone, it's Melissa Simcox from By Mimi with Love, and today I've got a very special guest with me, Angie Davis from Valley Girl Crafting. Angie, say hi to everybody.
Hey guys.
We tried to go live, guys, but I don't know what you got to do. But whatever it is, I've got to take some time and figure it out because I wasn't able to accomplish it. But anywho, the reason we're coming on this evening is we've been crafting all day together. And we've been working on our Christmas collab hosted by Mom to Create and Crafting with Isabel. And everybody's either doing a Christmas boot or a Christmas sleigh. And I was struggling with the sleigh, and last week was talking to Isabel and Janet, and one of them suggested Pinterest. So I did get on Pinterest and look for a sleigh template, and which I did find a couple, but they were pretty complicated. I did use a sleigh template to initially draw my sleigh template that I ended up using. However, I didn't want to cut up all the sides, the bottom, and all that. So what I did was I came up with a way to do it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I had me a little coughing minute. Anywho, I wanted to find a way to create the sleigh, of course, in the easiest way possible and without having all the separate parts. So after creating a template, I decided to make a sleigh out of a grit box. And this is just my prototype. As you can see, I used a Sharpie to trace it, and I could not get that covered. It's a little too short. It's not quite the length here that I wanted. And I don't really like this part here. So I've got some adjusting to do on it. So what I did was I made me a template using the Pinterest template, but just, customizing it to fit my box. And then I'm going to take the template, okay, and I'm just going to trace it onto the box. Let me show you guys. And the first time, like I said, I used a template. Sharpie. And then I could not get that covered with my gesso and paint. So this time I'm going to just use a regular pen. And we've got to make sure that when you go to do this, because you can see on the front that I don't cut off the front. I do, in fact, cut off the back. So you want the front circle up here to be all the way to the edge, because we're not going to cut that part off. So we're going to start there. And I mean, there's a zillion templates on Pinterest. Okay, so I've just drawn my template. I'm going to remove this top part just to make it easier. I'll do this one too. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut out my template if I can see the line. When I did the other one, I had to use my X-Acto knife on the real curly Q part, so I'll probably have to do that again. I just kind of want to show you guys. And you just cut it down to the bottom. Now I'll go in with my X-Acto knife and straighten that up. Then I'm going to come over here and On this one, see, I left that part on this one, and I don't like it. I'm going to cut that off and just use the flat part. I don't like that hooded part on it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then that makes it easier to come down on this side. And I go right into my circle. I'm having a hard time seeing my lines, guys. Okay, now, may be able to see that a little bit better. I can't even see it. Can you see it?
You've got it right here. There's just a little spot right there.
Oh,
comes right through the U.
How bad is that, guys? We're both trying to.
We're both blind.
I don't know why this is so hard for me to see.
It's shiny. You've already. I see a little bit of it right there through that R. So
I don't want to mess it up.
I know.
I'm just going to cut out the shade and draw that in a little bit darker so I can see it, guys, because I'm struggling with that. You know that.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me see if I can get a little bit better. Well, no wonder part of it is red.
Yep.
So that ain't so great. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Oh, we've been crafting since like 9 o'clock this morning.
We have. We've been doing this all day.
Yep.
So bear with us. We're a little tired because Angie is making the boot. And I got to say, guys, she has found out a way to really help you with that too. So just bear with us because this is good stuff here if we can get it done. And we'll come in and cut off just a little of this so I can get down to it. Some of this is doubled, so it's a little harder to cut off.
Would smaller scissors help with it?
It may do it. Let me try a little bit
Maybe a
smaller.
little extra room there.
Yeah, that is a little better. Trying to get a little curve going. Okay. All right.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm going to have to do my X-Acto for these little corner parts. But let me get this, the other side done and show you how this starts to come together. So I bring it right back up like I did on the other side, except for I'm flipping my template over, of course. And then I'm going to draw around again. I'll make sure this time I can see it, guys.
I don't think there's much red on that side either, so.
Yeah. That's so much better to be able to see it. Like Angie said, we've been crafting since 9 o'clock this morning. We have been pretty productive. Angie's got a lot more done than me, really, which usually is the case, don't you think, Angie?
Well, yeah, I mean, when I come over here, I just try to knock out as much as I can. So,
Well, and we share a lot of tools and stuff. So if I've got things that she likes to use when she comes over, then she'll, sometimes she'll just cut out die cuts or.
yeah, some days I may just spend the entire day just cutting out die cuts that she has that I don't have, so I can take them back home with me and work on things when we're not together.
But yeah, when we get together, we work. There's really very little visiting. Angie works full time, so when she gets the chance to come over and we actually are able to craft together, that's what we want to spend our time doing. We want to craft.
Yeah.
So we usually exhaust ourselves pretty much. And we're ready to cut this side off.
Something you may want to mention is the thickness of the box that they use.
Yeah.
That can make a big difference.
Well, she's right. And that's one of the reasons that I chose this box, because it's a little sturdier. And when you get these little curly cues in, you don't want them real flimsy. I actually did this one twice, just cut out that little to give it a little strength. So, but it is hard to cut. However, in the long run, it's much better to have the thick box. I think I'm rubbing my line off.
I can see it coming right through here. See that little bit right where the stuff is, but not much.
Okay.
There's that shiny stuff on there too that the ink doesn't want to hold on there at all. It's melting off. I think you're right.
Okay. So you're getting the gist here anyway. Now I'm going to keep cutting that and bring it all the way down to where it's going to be even with my little circles here, okay? So you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to cut this off to where they're even with each other, right? And then I'm going to cut all of this trim till we just have this square end of the box, this back end. So I'm cutting off all the side pieces. And another thing that you need to do once you get your box cut like this is make sure everything is glued, because the way these boxes are manufactured, like you can tell this is actually 2 pieces here. It's actually 3 pieces. And if I take those apart, I'm going to lose the strength of it. So I'm just going to glue these all together really well. Make sure it's trimmed all nice and stuff. And then I use that to fit right down in there. And then I glue that in, and that's my back. And that's it, guys. That's it. It's that easy. And you've got your sleigh. It's made out of a box. You can use any box according to the size you want. Now, one thing I did with this one, I did have this on there like that. And so you see it had the little blades on it. but it would squash out like that if I put anything in it. So I don't like that when I do my one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to put it on flush with the, like this. And that way it's going to set flush on there. Do you understand
Yes.
what I mean,
Oh,
Angie?
yeah.
Instead of being
Instead
up
of
on
being raised up, it's
like
just going to
that.
be glued right to the bottom of the sleigh, right against the
Right,
edge.
because once I put stuff in it, I'm afraid it's going to get extremely heavy.
Right.
And then do that.
Well, I can tell you the length of this one that you did, I can already tell with the runners on it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot better. I like the look of it a lot better than the red one.
Yeah,
the first demo.
I agree, because for one thing, this one looks really boxy, and this one looks more whimsical.
Yes. Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. And once you get the rest of that cut out, I think you're really going to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bad cut, but I don't want to mess this up.
No.
I don't want to take the time to make y'all suffer
not
through that.
For the video, for sure.
But in the end, it will be as fancy as that. And it's you can see here I went down further.
Yes.
And it does make the sleigh look.
I do like that, yeah.
You know, and then like I said, all I got to do is put that, whatever I did with it.
It's inside the box. I put it in there. Sorry.
This right here. And the way that I'll insert that, guys, is I'll cut a sheet of paper. Give me a little sheet of scrap paper in it. Just a little bit, it doesn't matter.
No.
I'll take a piece of paper. I'll cut it. Oops. I'll cut it like the length. I'll cut it the length of that, right? And then I'll fold it. I mean, I know this is horrible, but it won't be like this. I'll have it really neat. And I'll put a side there, and there.
A joint.
And join it right in. Yeah.
Making a joint, yeah.
Making a joint. So then it stays in good. Instead of just putting glue right up through there and it's going to fall apart, I'm going to do that right there. Yeah. And I'm going to do that along the bottom and along this side too.
It's going to give it really a good strength to it too. So when you pack stuff in it, that's not going to fall out backwards since it's detached when you before everything's done.
Yeah, and I mean, I really don't want my partner to get a sled and it fall apart on her. No. You know, so just thought maybe this might help somebody. Look at the templates on Pinterest. Like I said, that's where I started, but I just ended up making my own template. But I did get the design, the shape of it from the Pinterest. And then the blades are just so easy. I mean, it's a straight line and one curl and another curl. And actually, when I do them, I'll probably extend this to where it's a little, because I made my template based on this one. And this is actually a little longer. So I'll use I'll probably have it like that and like that. So it's out a little bit from, what I mean?
I think that'll look nice.
From the sleigh.
Yeah.
And this is just not hard. I mean, it's a line with a curl on it.
Yeah.
So if anybody's struggling with a sleigh, I mean, guys, instead of making the bottom, the things, and trying to reinforce the blades, I think using a box, this is definitely, and I know that one looks rough, but you can definitely get the idea of what I'm doing, don't you think?
Well, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've seen this one all day.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I loved this one.
Until
I saw this one.
Right.
Now that I'm seeing this one, I see what you had in your head that you wanted to bring out in your craft. And, you kept talking about it all day.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew a little bit about what you were saying, but until I see it now, see your creation coming to life here on this one, now I really see it, and I'm really impressed with the difference.
Yeah, she's right. When she came over, she's like, I think this is fun. And it is fun. Yeah. It is fun. Of course it's fun. But it looked boxy. It almost looked like a sled they might use out on a farm or something, right?
I gotcha.
And I wanted it whimsical.
Like Santa, yeah.
Like Santa. So I think this is a better, and guys, I mean, this is just not difficult to do. Building your sled like this is quite easy. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope that helps. If that helps anybody that's trying to make a sled, then there you go. And now I want Angie to tell you guys about the boot she's making, because she's got a very clever way of doing it too. So let me pause just a second. We're going to swap.
That's okay. I think I can do it from
Oh,
here.
can you do
it?
it?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I can do it
okay.
from
She
here.
says she can do it from
Yeah.
here. Great. All right,
I'm up
guys.
here to get a little closer.
Let me get the sleigh out of her way. So we've got her full attention.
Don't
Drop
lose
that
that
in
piece.
there.
There you
Okay.
go. All right, so I did the same thing that Missy did. I went on Pinterest and I started looking around, and you know, I started seeing things. I was like, man, that looks difficult, because there were so many steps to so many things. And then I saw one idea that talked about using a 2-liter bottle. And so I kind of made it my own in a sense. And what you do is you take a 2-liter bottle. I don't know if you can see that, because I took the label off of it, because
It's
you want
just
to
a
take
Coke
everything
bottle,
off
guys.
of it.
Pop.
Yeah,
bottle.
just a pop bottle,
Nothing's
Mountain
on
Dew,
it.
Coke, whatever. Well, so it doesn't matter, because you're going to cover everything. So it doesn't matter if it's colored or not. But you want to go through and you want to make the top as close as you can. And these things are not as easy to cut as you would think. And these scissors are definitely not going to do it. Let me borrow your little ones, Missy.
Yeah, we were both surprised today, because we were trying to cut this. You just expect it to be so easy.
It to be easy to cut, and it's not.
It's
it's
not.
thin plastic, but it feels like metal or something when you try to cut some of this.
We struggled a little. At one point, we even had her son trying to cut through this bottom part, and I mean that is heck of a lot harder.
It's just little thin stuff, you can go right through it.
Right.
My initial thing, and what I would still like to do if I had it, don't have it with me, but if I had a Dremel or something that was powerful enough to cut through the bottom of this, because I mean that's, you think it's not thick, but when you go to cut it, I mean, I tried a utility knife, I tried an X-Acto knife, I tried scissors, I tried a bunch of stuff, and I guess they make it
puncture proof.
I guess. But anyways, a Dremel, and what I would do, I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
You want to use a marker to mark the line?
No, I want to get just this piece of red felt, just so it shows up, I think, a little bit. There we
go.
Okay. Because it's clear. So, the bottom points, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on the bottom where the bottle sits up. And if I had a Dremel here, I would do a hole across between 2 of them and angle it and bring it back this way. But because I didn't have that, I had to be a little more creative today. So this is going to actually be the toe of your boot. And I know it looks crazy, but it does actually work. And this is going to be the part where the foot would go down in.
So like this.
There you go. So as it is, there's 2 separate pieces. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going in and cutting, kind of eyeballing it and measuring it a little bit. Kind of went in to cut it, and I just kind of cut just a few lines through there to kind of make points and stuff that you can furl back. And then once you get that done, you can kind of set this right on top of that. And I ended up actually cutting off these once I got it to the right proportion. So I just ended up cutting the little flaps off so that it fits right down on there like that. And I know it's kind of hard to see where it's all clear, but it sits right down on it. It's the back of it sits down, the front of it's sitting out, and I hot glued it. Now you have to be really careful because this is plastic. So, all right. So once you have this cut out of it, and like I said, there is a little spot. It is probably about 1 inch, 2 inches. And there's a little place over top of it. It just kind of sits right down over it.
And look at that, guys. I mean, can you tell I'm open?
I don't know if you can or not.
I'm hoping you guys
that clear is so hard to see. But it does have kind of potential of a boot at this point.
It does. It really does,
Um,
guys. See there?
Now, what I ended up doing was I ended up using this faux fur. I did put a piece of it down in here to kind of cover up the bubble parts of it. And then I bought this black material. And I don't know if you can see it or not. But it's black, so
it looks kind of like a pleather, guys.
Yeah, but it pulls really good. It doesn't like tear or anything.
Yeah.
But I put this down over top of it.
And see, then it starts to look like a boot.
Created the toe. And I did my one that I'm using, or started on, but it's so far that you can't tell anything else about it. But I ended up just basically cutting out a simple sole out of a piece of cardstock, and I glued it to the bottom, and then I used duct tape, and I reinforced it from the bottom piece to the plastic. Then from there, it was easier to use the hot glue because I had the duct tape in between the plastic and the glue. And that kept it from melting quite so bad, because as soon as that hot glue hits, it starts melting, and sometimes it warps and it'll draw up. So you got to be really careful.
You mean if you hit your plastic with this?
Yes, with the hot glue.
Oh, okay.
And I tried regular glue, and it just doesn't hold.
Right.
It's just not enough to keep it going. So once all this was done, then I just have this fabric. I covered the entire toe with it. I covered the whole ankle part. I lined the inside. I brought the inside out and wrapped it just over a little bit so that there's a lip. And then I took some of this fur, and I lined the top of the boot with it.
Yeah, guys, it's awesome. It works.
And I also did a few other things, but I'm going to wait until the reveal for that one, because I don't want to give all of it away, because it's going to be someone's gift. So.
Yeah, we're in a collab, guys. Like I said, Crafting with Isabel and Mom to Create are hosting a Christmas collab, and we either had to do a boot or a sleigh. And I chose a sleigh because I wanted a challenge.
You should have taken the boot.
Yeah, because I am telling you, I could have made 10 sleighs today to one of these boots. But this does work. When she got done, she had a boot, and it is absolutely adorable. We can't show you the finished boot because it would give away the surprise for Janet, who is Angie's partner. Which we'll give a shout out to Janet and Isabel and thank them for including us in this collab. I think Angie had a shout out from my nephew, her son Clay, if you want to tell him about that.
He contributed the faux fur for me, which was very sweet. And he does have his own YouTube channel.
Very talented young man,
you guys. Yes, he is. And I'm a little biased, but you know.
But yeah, I mean, he's my nephew. He's her son. But guys, he is such a talented artist. He's actually helped me a lot. He's taught me about shading, which, you know, is just vital when you're coloring and stuff. He's taught me a lot about colors, line perception. Just a very talented young man. So give him some info.
His YouTube channel is Henry's House of Art and Gaming. And he is into drawing. He is into gaming on several different games. You know, I'm the mom, so I'm not going to lie. I don't know what all of them are. But you do need to check out his channel if you're interested in any type of crafting. He does modeling with clay. He makes faux fur animals. He does all sorts of...
He likes to make life-like replicas, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And he's really good. It's just very artistic young man. So if you, I mean, he just started his channel. He's just 20 years old. And guys, he needs some support and encouragement. It really is a great stress reliever for clay. So,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, guys. Once again, if you get a chance, please go over and check out his channel. Um, he's amazing.
Yes, he is.
Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Another coughing fit. But anyway, if you will, please go over and check out Clay's channel. We will put his information in the description box
Mm-hmm.
below, along with Angie's Valley Girl Crafting. Once again, I want to tell you guys, Angie just became an empty nester. Both of her kids, her baby girl graduated last year, and she really needs some support and encouragement because, as you all know, if at times crafty can really get you through some things. So she needs to stay busy, and I'm asking all of you to support her channel, show her some crafty love, of course, and let's get her and her son going, and because they've got a lot to share, and we can learn a lot from them.
And I just want to say I appreciate anybody who subscribed to me. It means more than you'll know. And, you know, I just hope to be able to put up some stuff that, some videos and stuff that may help you guys out. Um, and then, of course, anytime I do something, if you have a comment or any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Because sometimes I make things harder on myself.
I think we all do.
So if anybody has a trick or something, because a lot of times I'll be doing something and Mimi or Melissa will tell me, why don't you do it this way? And it's a million times easier. So,
And at the same time, she helps me too. So we love crafting together. We share so much. We share our supplies. We share our ideals. Um, it's just wonderful to have somebody to craft with. But that's what we've been doing all day, guys. We wanted to go live, but I've got to spend some time and figure out how you do that because I was not successful at all with it. Um, hopefully, we will figure that out. And Angie and I will be doing some live chats and live crafting and all that good stuff. But that's it for right now, guys. I hope the boot or the sleigh information helps. Um, thanks so much, everybody, for watching and subscribing. If you like this, please hit that thumbs up button. And please go check out Angie and Clay, two of my favorite people. Angie?
thank you from Valley Girl Crafting and sending you crafty hugs.
All right, guys. From Virginia, we'll be talking to you. Bye bye.